A dark shadow drifts through the city streets, enveloping them in darkness. The flickering lights of street lamps only accentuate the eerie atmosphere. In this world where reality intertwines with mysticism, every rustle seems like an ominous omen. For Emily Black, a young 24-year-old woman with a fragile appearance and an indomitable spirit, the night became a trial from which she had to escape with desperate efforts. Emily met a 27-year-old guy named Mike on Tinder. They immediately hit it off and decided to exchange phone numbers. Mike was very kind and friendly, but he almost immediately started persistently asking for dates. Every conversation ended with an invitation to go for a walk or visit some place. The guy showered Emily with compliments, but at the same time, he didn't reveal much about himself and his interests. He was like a closed, mysterious door. Perhaps that's what attracted the girl. Emily hesitated for a long time before agreeing to meet him in person. He seemed almost perfect, charming, intelligent, with a sense of humor that she valued so much. Their first meeting exceeded all expectations. The evening turned into a night filled with laughter, conversations, and exciting moments when their hearts beat in unison. With enthusiasm and excitement, Emily invited him to her place. The night passed smoothly, as if they were made for each other. The girl quickly fell asleep, but in the middle of the night, when the sun had not yet risen, she woke up feeling the urge to visit the bathroom, only to discover that her companion had disappeared. The first thought that he simply decided to leave prevailed, but something inside Emily made her feel something unusual. Rising from the bed, she walked out of the bedroom and froze in horror. In the adjacent room, the guy was laying out plastic on the floor. Her heart stopped when she realized that a nightmare was unfolding around her. Subdued by instincts, she slowly returned to the room. Emily called the police, trying to hold back the panic that threatened to overwhelm her. She lay very quietly, hoping that he wouldn't suspect anything and she would manage to wait for help. The guy, as if sensing that something was wrong, entered the room and, seeing that the girl wasn't asleep, began to talk to Emily in a quiet, calm, and even slightly affectionate voice. But she was so frightened that she couldn't utter a single word, only nodded in response. Mike told the girl to go to sleep and left again. Emily realized that she needed to do something. She got up very quietly and closed the door. She sat in the corner of the room and just hoped that it was all a dream. In complete silence, the girl saw the door handle slowly begin to descend. Everything froze inside her. Realizing that the door was closed, the man, in a calm and firm voice, began to ask Emily to open the door, saying that he didn't understand why she had closed it. With a slightly audible, frightened, and trembling voice, she tried to convince him that she had closed it because she needed to change clothes. But the psychopath understood everything. He started banging on the door, trying to break the lock. Mike angrily shouted, saying that she only made it worse. Emily, closing her eyes with her hands, cried and realized that she had almost no chance of escaping. She only had to hope and wait for a miracle. Her heart was beating so hard it felt like it could burst out. The girl heard the door open. It was the front door of the house. On that day, luck was on her side. The police arrived quickly, thanks to the sound of the siren, which quickly broke the silence of the early morning. They arrested the guy within minutes, but the dark secret he carried in his soul was only unraveled after lengthy investigations. It turned out that the guy was a serial killer who had already taken the lives of 12 girls. He used dating apps to find his victims and get close to them. Every time he invited girls to his place or went to theirs, he killed them. His methodical approach to murder allowed him to remain unnoticed until that fateful morning moment when his victim timely needed to use the bathroom. For Emily, it was a shock that changed her life forever. She realized that delving into the world of online dating carries dangers she hadn't even thought of. This experience made her more cautious, more vigilant, and more caring in her relationships with strangers. Emily's story and her horrific night became a warning to everyone who trusts dating apps. behind the flicker of lights and promises of new acquaintances lie potential dangers that should not be forgotten. In a world where darkness lurks at every step, caution is the only thing that can save from the terrible consequences that take lives in their ominous embrace.